So you can think of these forms practiced in different modes as prescriptions. And you would actually write this prescription to one of your students if you saw they had a specific trouble. Or you would prescribe this mode of practicing to yourself if you saw you had trouble. If you're having trouble issuing power, if everything has just gotten too fast and light and sloppy, then you would go back to a form you know very well and say, okay, every single one of those moves I'm going to be doing with power. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You're not worried about flow, you're not worried about your stance, you're not worried about, I mean, to a certain degree, you do want to do the technique right, so use a good stance, use proper alignment, everything else, but sometimes you have to focus on one thing and get that one thing good before you start integrating all the other things like flow, timing, speed, etc. So if you notice, man, I've been really stressed lately, maybe because of the situation right now or because of whatever is going on, I'm going to do the whole form, and if I mess up everything else, it's okay, but my only goal is to relax my shoulders while I'm doing it. Limbs feeling nice and relaxed. Next posture, boom. Limbs feeling nice and relaxed. Maybe even not that fast or heavy, just going, right? There's a reason why Tai Chi trains the way they do. I'm not saying you have to do that all the time, 100% of the time, but it can have its benefits. Yet another prescription. I'm lacking in speed. Or maybe my alignment is always off. Whenever I'm engaging with people, they're able to get into my center really well. So I'm gonna do the whole form thinking about my center, guarding the center. 1, 2, making sure things aren't pointing in different directions. Another thing could literally be stances. If you notice you're getting knocked over real easily when you engage with people, if your stances aren't good, you can do a whole form literally thinking about your legs. Are my legs bending so that they can spring and issue power? Are my feet in the right alignment that my teacher told me to? Why not do a whole form this week thinking about your legs? And I'll bet you find an improvement in the stepping, in the stability, something. So those are just some things kind of shooting from the hip, as they say in Texas, kind of off the top of my head. There are other things you can think about in forms, and especially if you have a specific problem you're working on, you might need to come up with your own thing to think about while you do a form. And then eventually, try and just run the form without thinking about anything, because that's kind of the goal, being formless and then having an empty mind while you're just running things properly with the right timing, sometimes hard, sometimes soft, sometimes fast, sometimes a little bit slower for sake of timing. So there you go, practice that, have a good time with it, stay safe.